global company. There's challenges that are different in every country, so um, it's hard to do a global initiative. And I've also seen lots of opportunities that I think lots of projects that went about gender equity or equality kind of in the wrong way, in my mind, of course. So it's I would say yes, it's an opportunity, but like culture, it's not so easy. It really depends on how committed a company is, and are they committed in word or are they committed in action? You know, a lot of companies are committed in word. I'm not so sure as how many are committed in action.
Interesting. And again, do you have particular specific agencies or types of groups or agencies that you would reach out for this offering?
This one, I haven't really seen many of the traditional or non-traditional, maybe that's where it has to be, firms really doing much in this. Now, it may have changed in the last 2 years, but a lot of the initiatives that I saw were based within the company. Were based with a champion. You know, at one point we had a CEO who took this on himself, and then the next CEO comes in and it's not as important. It's still important, but not as important. So a lot of things change. So I think a lot of this depends on how important the management and the board, starting with the board. You know, what's the composition of the board? What's the composition of the management committee? What's the composition of the top 100 of the company? What's the composition of the top 250 of the company? And it's not so much what the composition is today, but what decision at every decision to hire someone, what is the decision that's taken? Because that's what the organization sees.
Great. And if a management consultancy offered something like this, again, would you have confidence in their ability to deliver in any particular area or any questions in any particular area?
I just would wonder what they're going to bring to the table. It's even hard. This is even harder for me than culture, because first of all, you know, they're going to bring something to the table that helps explain to management why this could be a really valuable business growth driving initiative to be more gender, have more gender equality. A lot of people are convinced, probably true, that, you know, if you have better gender equality, you're going to have a better run business. So is there a firm that can kind of convince management of that by examples, by bringing, you know, something to the table? That would be important. I don't know how that would work, but if they have experience that they can demonstrate, can they demonstrate through introducing new hiring practices, new screening practices, new management metrics? I don't know. I mean, those are the kind of things that are going to make long-term changes in an organization.
Interesting. Right. Okay. And then how about a public relations firm? If they were to offer something like this, would you have confidence in any area or questions about that?
It seems a little bit remote for me.
Okay.
But it depends on what their expertise is, you know. If their expertise is how do you look to the outside world and how can we improve that, that's fine, but that's kind of a result, that's a result of a program, not necessarily a program, so I'm not sure how that would work.
Right. Okay. Perfect. Well, this is really helpful. I want to move to just the last couple topics of our conversation here, and there's no screen for these. But as you know, I mentioned I work at Weber Shandwick, and I'm curious to know, at a high level, what you know about Weber Shandwick, if anything.
No, so I'm not. I mean, I don't know if I knew who you're calling from beforehand. So I would have Googled you, but I didn't get a chance to do that because I wasn't sure who the client was. So no, I'm not familiar.
Okay, sure. So let me tell you a little bit about the basics real quick, and I'll read this off. Weber Shandwick is the second largest PR agency in the world. Over the past decade, we have not only grown our PR business substantially, moving into more and more marketing competencies, but we have grown our consultative competencies and are already delivering on the kinds of work described in the pages that we've just reviewed here.
Okay.
So my question is, if our goal is to grow that consulting business more, increasing our credibility in offering it, do you have any advice that you would give to a company like ours?
Well, I guess, are you across all industries? Do you have a focus on specific industries?
Yeah, it's across industries. Mm-hmm. So there are large practices in different industries.